Preparing to debrief your report. So you're preparing for your first coaching session with the use of resolution intelligence report, or as we call it, resolve. So with this in mind, it's vital that you familiarize yourself with the report. So sometimes the client might disagree with the report, and it's important to note that this is a reflective tool. So it's good to reassure them of that and have that set out from the very start, because there's certain nuances that are specific to each section, and that's why context really matters. So you have to remind them of the context, that they filled it out within this context, and it's for yourself then to say, in this situation, this is how you answered that report, and then is to go through those patterns. We'll talk about that later on that might emerge. So go through the report page by page and explain what the report is, and that we use the report to navigate conflict more confidently. Remember, we are bending the arc of conflict towards resolution. And this purpose then is to provoke thought, and that's the whole purpose of this, is to see things through different lenses. So remember the resolution intelligence formula: through self, through others, the context, and really reassure them of your role and also that of confidentiality. So you might recall that when they elected to use this report, they focused on this specific conflict resolution. And this report then reflects on the context, the situation that it focused on, and answered these questions. It's not a fixed or static interpretation of a report or their approach to conflict resolution or transformation. Really what it is, it's the results that offer a broader insights that can be useful to explore other contexts. And it's good to remind them there are no right or wrong answers or results. So the use of the report then is, and the process is, to provide an opportunity to deepen self-awareness and development. That's the whole purpose of this, is to see the possibility of resolution, to seeing conflict in a new light. So going back to that resolution intelligence formula then, it's the self, it's understanding yourself first, the shine, what you do really well and how you show up in particular styles and orientations. The shadow, what's the dark side of that? So for example, in if you're high and accommodating, does that mean you're a bit of a people pleaser there? And what's the stretch? What is it that the goals you need to set from this coaching session then as a result of that? What's really important as a coach then is to shine a light on others and focusing on others and how they might see things and how they view it through their lens. So they often will see this conflict situation very differently. So from that point, this is the reflective aspect of this piece here. It's also moving the focus away from their own perspective to gain insights with that sense of curiosity. What might be driving the other people or other person's behavior, and what are their needs? So taking the shine of the focus on ourselves to highlight the focus on the others. Now, remembering behind every complaint is a hidden desire. And finally, then, the context. Again, with that sense of curiosity, what are the other factors that might be contributing to this specific situation? So that report preparation, reflection guidelines, then this is where it's important then to analyze reports beforehand, be familiar with specific styles and orientations of this person, and then create or design thoughtful questions, open questions that allows them to reflect on themselves, the other person, and the context, such as what resonates, what surprises you. These open questions will be so powerful for your coaching. Also, you can identify patterns and ask them if they can identify any. So look at the report and ask, give them that time to take the time to look at that themselves and to provoke thought there. Or you might do the work yourself and identify yourself, are there any patterns that might provoke that reflection and create different insights? Remember, we're looking at conflicts through a different lens or a different way. Finally, then, it's to prepare you for that meaningful, reflective dialogue. What difference could this make to that person sitting in front of you? What difference would it make to others and the situation? So focusing on the constructive aspect of what can be done to create an environment for them and how to facilitate a conversation that can help this client move towards resolution. So it is vital to take the time to prepare and personalize your coaching sessions to meet their needs. There is the danger of the process becoming cookie cutter approach. So do remember that each person is unique, as are the other people involved and the context. And this is the importance of preparing for your debrief conversation.